Topic is exploring the citation network, rules and tools. And when you are talking about citation, often there is a misnomer or there is a confusion or a misjudgment amongst students, scholars, and faculty members. Sometimes I have seen it that we often cannot distinguish between the citation in reference and citation. What Professor Bhaskar Mukherjee talked about, that the moment you are giving someone in the reference, you are the citing author, that author is the cited author. So that citing author cited network and in-text citation, we often make a mistake. So in-text citation, what you are talking about when you are referring a particular source that to support your data, to support your view, and you are adding there either a numeric, if it is a numerical standard based citation standard like Indian standard is there, Indian citation standard, or author date like surname of the author and year of publication of that paper, if you are following a author date kind of citation standard like APA or MLA. So that distinction, you must first be very clear that in-text citation is something that is also a kind of citation. You are citing the source, but the citing author and cited author network is something different one. So if I take the example of my dear friend, one of his highly cited paper, this particular one, suppose it is available from his, he talked about visibility, that Google Scholar profile page. So here you see that author Bhaskar Mukherjee, when I opened this particular full text paper, he actually used, these are the papers in the reference, many more, I have given up to 30. So in this particular network, Bhaskar Mukherjee is the citing author, and these are the author what he included in his paper. It will go to some citation database, and this person will be cited author and Bhaskar Mukherjee will be citing author. Now the moment I click who cited this paper of Professor Bhaskar Mukherjee, the moment I click who cited him, so it shows that it received a total of 75 citations from different papers, and this particular author is a citing author, and then Bhaskar Mukherjee is a cited author. So what I am trying to tell you that it's actually a network of citing author, cited author, and that network is giving different kind of inbuilt services, and many of such services are available to us free of cost, that we can utilize judiciously for our different academic endeavor. So at the core of the core, the concept of this particular citing author versus cited author network, you can see this particular big bubbles are getting more citations, small bubbles are actually receive smaller number of citations, but it actually form a core of the this kind of thing. And if you take many different disciplines, suppose in case of multidisciplinary nature of research, if you are taking or actually gathering many papers belonging to different related disciplines like bibliometrics, information retrieval, user behavior, and so on, so you will be finding a bigger network here, and here you can identify that small clusters of network actually related or dedicated to different subjects within the bigger framework or within the bigger picture. So this particular citation network, apart from visualization, apart from many other calculation and other things, how as a simple academician, suppose bibliometrics, scientometrics is our domain, and Professor Bhaskar Mukherjee is one of the pioneer in this particular domain. But as a general teacher, you are a subject expert of a different disciplines. Your areas of research are different, particularly in social science, science and technology. So how you can utilize this citation network as a product, as an academic product for your research and other academic endeavor. That is the topic what I am going to cover today, and very briefly within another 15-20 minutes. So have you ever thought that if you are dividing any of your scientific writing, I'm not talking about a 250-page thesis or something like that. When you are writing your, say for example, a paper, journal article, a technical note, a technical report. So what amount of time you are actually spending in actual writing of that particular paper, thesis or technical note? So here you can see one particular very famous internet research company, Pew Internet. They came up with a theory supported by a lot of hard facts that most of the cases an academic person or a researcher, when completes his or her research, including the writing part, the entire time frame is divided something like this. 60% time you are spending on. So that is basically the intellectual labor you are giving to produce your research output. But 40% of your time for any kind of research, proportionately, actually 40% you are giving to different other non-intellectual work. Like 30% time you are giving in arranging your references, arranging references in your word processor, organizing them chapter-wise, preparing your bibliography, checking of your references, collecting different kind of data related to in support of your views and facts. So that actually includes 30%, and 10% time you are actually devoting for final writing or producing your research report of any kind. So that is globally known fact in the domain of research writing or scientific writing. And what problem associated with this particular domain, and how citation network can be utilized for a separate purpose, for a different purpose, apart from visualization, apart from different kind of journal impact factor calculation, H-index calculation, representation of the data, how we can utilize it differently. Let me start why this is required, because you see some serious observations are there when you are managing your citations, particularly in the form of in-text citations and references, that can you believe there are almost 9,000 different styles in scientific writing. So if I make it slightly zoom, you can see this is actually the GitHub Harvard repository, which actually collects all citation styles humankind ever produced. So altogether till date there are 8,900 plus citation styles are there, and we are facing different kind of problem when we are switching from journal X to journal Y to journal Z and so on. So that is one of the problem in this particular citation network. And most of you people are knowing, but again it is no harm to repeat it, that if you go by studying all these 9,000 citations, this thing, you will be finding that there are only 5 different types of categories. So category 1 cites only author, particularly in in-text citation style, author date, ATA, MLA, well known to all of you social science teachers, label, note, and numeric. And discipline wise it also varies. If you talk about biological discipline, they follow 293. Altogether there are 401 standard in the domain of biology. 293 follow author date and 108 number of following numeric. Chemistry, the case is completely different. 14 only author date, 129 numeric, altogether 143. If you come into different social science disciplines, again picture is different. Author date, political science 104, numeric only 14, numeric is nil and note is 14. So when you are going to science-based disciplines, numeric is popular, and when you are coming to arts and humanities and social sciences, author date is popular. But I simply don't understand what is the need of these 9,000, almost 9,000 citation standards in our in the domain of scientific writing. So this brief presentation I have prepared because I knew that Bhaskar is going to cover most of the things. It is his domain actually. So that's why I have explored something different, so that it is not actually repeating some of the facts we already shared with you. So how this citation network we can utilize, let us explore in a in the practical way. One of the citation management software many of you are basically utilizing, and let me create a new collection here. Say the collection name I am giving NSOU. And in this NSOU, suppose I have already collected a few data in BibTeX format, so that it does not take much of the time to show you the exploring how to explore citation network. So I am copying a few journal citations here which deals with a particular aspect of information retrieval that you all understand, that information search and retrieval of information. Now come to this particular part, that how to include this particular references, how to import this one in a given collection, or you can prepare your own collection. Say for example here you can go for import, you can copy it and you can go for the export from import from clipboard. If you click import for clipboard, it is actually importing all the particular citations I have just copied here. So it is one of the techniques that how you can copy your citations collected from different sources in Zotero in a given collection. Now, the moment you are having this particular collection ready here, you can utilize this particular collection set of data to explore the citation network. Okay, so let it be. I'll be coming here again back. So if I move now to a particular tool, there are many such tools. I am starting with the simplest one, insightful.xyz. Also, you can see here all 8 items actually imported in this particular collection now, and you can now utilize this one. But later on, I will be coming here. But with this particular bib file, you can try to explore the entire citation network prepared on the basis of the data visualization technique and data gathering techniques as discussed by Professor Bhaskar Mukherjee, because both are Mukherjee, so you may again. So here what I am trying to do, so the moment I open this insightful.xyz, it's a very interesting tool and service to explore citation network from different point of view. I can import a BibTeX file here, and that BibTeX file I can select the file I prepared for this presentation or demonstration today's. Let me go there, and this is the nsu.bib file, and if I open up this particular file, it will now, you see, it will create a list of the papers. These are the 7 papers, only 7 papers I am selecting here. So this 7 paper can create a network, and it can tell you that you see this particular network is much bigger than the number of you have given only 7 number of input by collecting 4 papers in your area. So on the basis of that, it can create a proper citation network for your work. And you can see here the bigger bubbles are basically the authors in this particular code domain who have got much more citations, and smaller bubble got less number of citations. But the important thing is that what you have missed in core collection of your paper, that you are getting from here, and any of the paper here you select. Say for example, I missed this Mackey paper, suppose. So the moment I click it, it will ask me add to literature view. So you can remember, you can read the abstract, you can check how many times it got cited, who are citing it, when it is published, whether it is open access or not. Everything you can get it from here, and click add to literature. And you know that I have started with 7 number of documents, and 7 number of documents now is actually becoming 8. So now it is 8. So in this way, you can see here, it will be adding here in this particular Martin 2006 paper. Then again you can click add to literature. it will come into your literature network. And in this way, you are starting with 7 number of documents, but actually end up with 50, 60, core papers. Right from, you can pick up from the citation network, citing author, cited author network, and you can go for your adding to your literature review, adding to making your core collection much more enriched. Whatever the paper you have missed, anyone can miss a good paper. There is no surprise of it. Everybody misses it. But this kind of citation network, if you use, you can explore, you can pick up, you can click to add to literature, and at the end of the day, you will be getting 14, 15, 20, 25 number of core papers. Then you can, what you can do, then you can export this particular paper collection when it will be increasing. If you see here, all 8, 9, the moment you are going to click and add, it will be adding to your this particular list. Then at the end of the day, you can export this data as a big text file, and then again you can come to your Zotero or any reference manager software, and you can import it there. So you are going to hunt paper with 7, 5, 10 number of papers, 4 papers, and you are coming back to Zotero or your reference management section again with 50 number of core papers, but you, by utilizing this citation network, and which is a very important and good byproduct of this particular citation network. So apart from this insightful, another very feature rich and important tool is LitMap. If you go to this app.litmaps.co, in the same way, it can allow you to input your paper, to create map on the basis of your input. You can import your library. You can start by searching, or you can utilize the zip file, as I said. But it is always better to start insightful. It's a very easy to use a particular interface, directly web based. Then when your little bit of expertise will be going, then you come to LitMap. LitMap has many advanced features, like you can run a particular query at the back end. You can open up your own map, and that map can grow automatically and silently if you set in that particular factor. So LitMap is a slightly difficult tool, but that's why I'm telling you that always start with insightful, then come to LitMap. Another tool which you can either utilize in online format, or you can download and you can utilize, that is called Citation Gecko. Citation Gecko is this particular tool is also working in the same fashion, and the beauty of this tool is that either you can utilize in the same way, you can add paper here and start discovering paper on the top of citation network, or you can download the software and you can run in your local machine. It doesn't matter. And in the local machine, you need to be connected to the internet. So that is one part of the story, that how citation network is working. So I am now going to show you another tool that can help you to rank the papers you have collected in this fashion by utilizing an application which is called AI based application. And this is the tool what I am going to show you, that is called AS Review. If you go to this particular site, Automated Systematic Review. So I have, in the first part of this presentation, I have shown you how can you utilize the citation network to gather data, to gather bibliographic data related to your research. You can arrange it, you can organize it in your reference management software. You can start from your reference management software, go and hunt paper, core papers, come back to your reference management software and utilize that in your writing. And next part is dealing with that if you have gathered more than 1,000, more than 2,000 paper, then what to do? How can you rank? Is it possible to go through all 2,000 to 3,000 papers you have collected in your domain and then select these are the required papers, these are not the required? That is the manual process we are doing presently and wasting much of the time. For example, when we people are doing our research as a research scholar, 6 to 7 months we spend just to differentiate the papers which are required, which are relevant, and which are not relevant, not required for our purpose. So here, this particular tool is here to help us on the basis of artificial intelligence technology or AI-based tools and technique. It's an open source tool. You can download the tool. Installation process is very simple. Don't think that I am using Linux here, so it is only possible to install in Linux. It can be installed in any Windows machine. A very good example you can see here. If you click Windows, the entire software suite you can have for Windows machine. You can install it. Python is inbuilt. It requires, it's a Python based software. Python will be installed automatically, and you just need to click and start. So first you see that how I am starting this one. So give me one moment to see. I am connecting to a separate computer here. So let me check the IP of that particular machine. So you see here how I am entering into that particular machine, starting this review and utilizing that tool in a web-based interface. It is actually, you can install it locally. There is no network service still available. So I am now entering into another machine where my Python 3 is all set, because different machine I am utilizing for different purposes. So I am now in that particular server, which is not my local machine, and starting. So it will be starting, and the moment it will be starting, it is saying that you just contact this machine. The machine IP address and the port is 45. So I am now opening the machine 192.168.115.37 and then port number. So that's simple. If everything is going well, you can see the home page of a automated systematic review. And a quick tour you can take. This quick tour explains that what it can do for you. It's saying you can easily set a project. You can put your entire input, entire collected bibliographical details here. It's like a machine. Train the particular model, that in which model you want to train, which is relevant, what is not relevant, what is your area of choice, what is not. Then the AI based tool will do the rest of the things. And you are inputting a big pile of data, and you are coming with a handful of most relevant data set. That is the beauty of this tool. So now I am starting a particular project. Suppose this is the project I am starting from here, a new project. The moment I click this new project, still import is still going on that, so it is creating some disturbance in this area. So let me open up my another browser. So now the moment I click this one, actually Jotero was interfacing with this one. So I am giving, say for example, the project name is test, then my name and description is also test. You see here what I am trying to do. I am going to give some input to this particular machine, and then it will create this one. So let me show what I am going to input. So this is a particular CSV file I have collected through this one. So I am opening this CSV file through spreadsheet program. It's basically a CSV file covering all author, title, this DOI and etc. So the moment I open this up, you can see what is the content of this CSV file and what this AI based tool can do with it. So altogether 2000 data I have collected related to a given field. The field is basically information seeking behavior of transgender, LGBT people and so on. So we did some research on this area earlier. So this is a data set on this one, and you can see the last column. So what is last column says? Last column says the EID. It's basically an EBSCO identifier of the author or something like that. So here you see what the changes it will make in this last column automatically. So I am now closing this one, just tried to show you that how to do that, and now I can start it. The moment I click start setup, it will be asking me that you want to give input in file. Okay, I want to give input in file. It takes only CSV file. So what file I am selecting here? I am selecting here the file I have kept for this demonstration. So this is NSOU, this bibdata.csv, and now you can upload. Now the moment you upload, it will take some time, and it says that there are 1897 documents are there. So I do not have to go through all 2000, almost near 2000 document here. What I will do, I will click next, and it will ask me that you train the model now, that which is relevant for you and which is not relevant to you. Of these 2000 documents, say my focus of data gathering, my important keywords are say library and India in the context of LGBT people information seeking behavior. Now the moment I click search, here you can see first I can search by library. So it is I am selecting that okay, this one is important, so I can click it, I can read the abstract and I can select whether it is relevant or not. Then again I can search, so I have at least minimum 5 is required, relevant or irrelevant altogether. I am again searching library and selecting very quickly that academic library collection on LGBT information behavior, make it relevant. Then two data I am selecting from India. So let us see something related to India, LGBTQI movement. But I don't want any kind of movement. I want only LGBT youth population, their information demand, information seeking behavior, use of library and so on. So something I am selecting in India. So it's relevant. Then another one I am selecting for India, say blindly I am selecting this one. So 4 relevant document I have selected. Now I need to tell that what I don't need. Say I don't need anything related to movement. That is not focus of my research. So I can make this is irrelevant and say I don't want anything outside Asia. Only I want to exclude Europe. So anything I am selecting irrelevant, and I want to also exclude US. So in this way, you can set your criteria, what term is important, what term is irrelevant for you, and your now model is trained. So of this 2000 document, I actually studied through abstract, although I have not given time here, but at actual practice you need to give some time to read the abstract and check the relevancy. So 4 relevant document and 3, only 7 I have studied. Now the moment I click next, it will be asking me that what model you want to apply. By default, naive-Bayes model is a very famous model in clustering, but you can always change. The moment you click edit, you can pick up any of this model available here. naive-Bayes is default and the most comprehensive. Then this is vector space, DF-IDF model, talk-to-vec also you can utilize. Then you can also use random, mixed or central edit. So I am now taking the default setup and click finish. So all 2000 now this artificial intelligence based software is starting, and within 2-3 seconds it will give you result. So this is the result. I have started 7 document. Any moment of time if I think that more reviewing is required, I can start reviewing again and I can download the result. Now if I click the download of the result, I can select either Excel or CSV format. Let us select CSV format and download it. And download it in a particular, the same location that where we have taken this particular data. So I am going to the same folder again. So you can see this was the input, deep data CSV, and this is the output. Now the moment I save it, it is getting downloaded. And I want to go to this particular folder. Here you see the result came, deep data input. This AS review is the output, and the moment I open up this with any spreadsheet program, it's a CSV file. So you see that how does it look now. So the same document you can see the raw file what I have shown you, and here you can see in the last column what it did. It says that these are the 4 included, and this is the ranking of entire 2000 document, or 1897 exactly what we have given. So exactly it given a rank. Now I can select the top 100 I will take, or top 150 I will take, or top 200 I will be taking. So this is the one of the utilization. Again, the product you are getting from Citation network. Again, you can throw to some AI based tools and technique and get the output very within a few minutes. At what took earlier 6 months to 8 months, now it takes only 6 to 8 minutes to rank the entire large data set according to the relevancy, according to the focus you are utilizing.